Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Skyland Short with FreeMMOStation, and today we're going to do a first impression on Triad Wars.
FreeMMOStation.com.
There's a lot of single-player games coming out, guys, and they're free to play. And a lot of them are kind of mixing, I guess, genres, or they're mixing some ideas of MMOs or multiplayer games, and they're putting them in essentially what is a single-player experience. I know we are FreeMMOStation, but this game is really on the borderline. I don't know. Leave in the comments below what you guys think. Does this game technically count as a single-player game? Is it an MMO? In the end, it's really just kind of mixing and matching a couple of different ideas from some genres to try to make it, I don't know, something different. And it is unique. It is a definitely unique game. But real quick, we need to talk about what this game is, okay? Essentially, it's something like Clash of Clans or Game of War. It's really a city building game. I know the gameplay doesn't look like it, but it's really a city building game. You are building up your racketeering. You're building up your little empire, I guess you could say, and then you are going and raiding other players and also PvE empires. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're raiding, and then you're building up your own, and that's it. You can customize your character. That's pretty cool, and you do focus on a character. You are playing one single character instead of an army, so, you know, that is interesting. And you do have, like, a Grand Theft Auto style gameplay or Sleeping Dog style gameplay. It is really good, or very well polished, I have to say. It looks amazing. I mean, for a free-to-play game, totally worth your time. But for people who want longevity, I mean, that's probably why you are looking at MMOs anyways. It's probably why you're on FreeMMOStation. You want to play a multiplayer game that's going to last for a long time. Now, I don't know if this is exactly what you're looking for. Maybe if you want to be competitive, there is leaderboards and there is a multiplayer presence, but you're not playing with other players. And I think that's a huge drawback. Now, it being free to play, if it gets big enough, I'm sure they could probably add co-op modes. I think that'd be actually really fun. You know, maybe you could team up with somebody else's empire, and then you could go and just kind of co-op it, or maybe even PvP deathmatch. I think that could be added on later on, but I have to say, as a first impressions, that is not in the game, and it is, you know, it doesn't... It's just probably a lot of people were expecting something else from what came out of this game. But let's talk about what is actually in the game, okay? So you do have a little bit of strategy with building up your racketeering, with building up your empire, but really nothing as complex as we would see in Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans has a lot of depth with its city building, and this game, it really doesn't. Really, all the game is really focused on is sort of like its cinematic experience. I can say that the tutorial and then the starter missions were actually just really cinematic, really fun. You have like cutscenes, you have good voice acting, it's not horrible. Honestly, I would have preferred it if it was all entirely in the native language. I'm a fan of that, and there is some native speaking in the actual gameplay, but the cutscenes and everything are English, and I guess it's fine. It's not horrible voice acting. But yes, for the most part, Triad Wars is kind of like Grand Theft Auto. You are just going through the single-player campaign experience of Grand Theft Auto, and there's, I guess, leaderboards. That's essentially what this game is. It really kind of feels like single-player to me. Now, if there was a lot more depth, and if there was co-op at least with some of these missions, then I would totally consider this an MMO, because it really is on that borderline. But for me personally, I kind of consider it a single-player game. And you know, that's not even a fault to it, because I just personally feel like I want to play MMOs. I mean, that's why I'm here with FreeMMOStation, guys. That's why you guys are here, too. I think it's cool, though. Like, there's games like Dark Souls, there's games like Destiny that are kind of merging the genres and doing different multiplayer aspects that make it a little bit more persistent, that make it feel a little bit more impactful. It's not just arenas that you're just spamming over and over again, and then you have to restart every game. You're playing with new people every time. Your gameplay persists. Your progress persists. And I enjoy that. So I think this game is almost there. It just needs a couple of different updates. But as we see with games like Warframe was hugely a PvE game, and it really could not be considered an MMO. But now, actually with all the updates, it truly can be called an MMO. So who knows? You know, free-to-play games have the potential to be constantly updated, and this is one of those games. But I can say its graphics are really well done. I mean, they just look nice, and the game performs extremely well. It really does. I could say that the controls on PC are really, really awkward, and it really emphasizes using your keyboard as almost like a controller. So I think I'm going to suggest playing this game with a controller or switching around the keybinds, but overall, the camera movement and the player movement is something to get used to. It's really not as solid as Gears of War third-person shooters, and the camera is really wibbly-wobbly. It's a little bit awkward, but other than that, honestly, the game is pretty interesting. It's kind of similar to Grand Theft Auto, Sleeping Dogs. You got little combos. It's really easy and intuitive to learn. You have grappling mechanics. Overall, I mean, there's some kung fu fighting in this game, And also, it's pretty interesting how some different units actually react differently. Some guys are really light-footed, and you have to grapple them to really take them out. You can't just do fast strikes. And then some people are heavy hitters, and so you want to do fast strikes and duck and weave and stuff like that. So there is a little bit of strategy. There is like actual gameplay to this game. You're not just running and gunning and just, you know, easy mode. It's not. It's actually pretty interesting. Now, whether or not they continue to produce good content for us to actually grind through, we'll have to see. It depends on if we're ever going to get upgrades to our empires, if we can ever build it up, make it bigger, if we can change thematicity, change skins. In the end, they could do a lot with this game, but right now, as it is, it's probably worth just trying. You know, enjoying the single player component to the game, but persistently playing and trying to do the multiplayer or trying to get on the leaderboard, stuff like that, I just don't see it as worthwhile, but it is definitely worth a try. It's at least a free game that looks good, plays well, and has at least a semblance of an interesting story, maybe? So that is my first impressions. Honest and good. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Scott Short with FreeMMOStation. Please like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing our videos. We love it when we see those likes. And actually, more than anything, if you would just comment below. I feel like this is a nice topic to talk about. Talking about single player, pseudo MMO games, or MMOs that are really just like, I don't know, normal arena shooters. Okay, let's talk about this. I love talking to you guys, so leave in the comments below what you think. I want to know. Again, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.